Hello, this edition is all business, but how can I do business without paying bills? So let me just get my sponsors out of the way, then we'll go straight into the discussion.
Ndababa
aija kelende wegu
Ndababa Ndababa
ndekaraka monkri yeye
ndekaraka anajari shugomuno tulaji Chimereze na Chicago ababa nekele akipa kwa kalio akaria kwa kipa fana bade achano
kalano koya
injina Bruno da ochimkwela nuguru la no chacha kunyonya koyao ndababa ndababa oh ndababa ayama.
Hello everybody. Once again, this is Fred Wanko coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. As usual, I like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on where you are around the world. Today, I have two things I want to address. One is a huge philanthropic gesture that the wealthiest person in Igbo land just gave to alleviate problems in Anambra state. And he's given a bulk of that to the governor of Anambra state to help out Anambra state. And the other part of the money, a much smaller part of it, but still in the millions, he's given to 3 different churches in the state. The other thing I want to address again deals directly with Governor Soludo of Anambra State and how he relates to both President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now and his lobby-dobby relationship with President Buhari when President Buhari was in office as an economic advisor. This story is building, guys. You're gonna love it. Just bear with me. One more time, then we'll get into it.
Kaikene Fred Wanko Eze Wanko si ajalebia publisher African Lifestyle Magazine, Chicago. One for the Chicago Jemba.
Ndababa
Aija kelende wegu
Ndababa Ndababa
ndekaraka monkri yeye
ndekaraka.
I'm very happy to be here. I never seen this type of thing in my life. And I didn't know this type of thing will happen in my lifetime. So when I came here, so many people, I was forced to cry. I was trying to control my cry. I don't know what to say. How can I thank this type of people? All this calamity we saw in Igbo land. Sovereign Igbo land, Nigeria. How can we solve the problem? Only God will give us the wisdom. And the governor, the very careful man, the very careful man who helped us to solve it. We have the money, but how can we shine? So we know how to shine. Now, my dear governor, I don't want to waste time. I will buy you 5 billion naira adding next year. So you can share it when you feel that it's good. 5 billion naira. And Agricam, I give you 100 million. N5b 100 million. Methodist 100 million.
In a very economically depressed place, this is an incredibly helpful gesture from Prince Arthur Eze. Not to take away from this very philanthropic thing he just did, I have some questions. Could there be a better way to spend 5 billion naira, which today is approximately 5 million naira, from a billionaire who is worth at least $5 billion? That's what Forbes magazine lists Arthur Eze as being worth as of 2020 or 2021. Being from Anambra myself, I know that there are not a lot of employment sustainable businesses, factories, or industries that are located in Anambra State. And much of the buzz lately has been about Akurolo and a movement back to the east. Ako Prince Arthur Eze Erugono, as we say in Anambra. The kind of money Prince Arthur Eze has, it's not a little amount of Ako. And I strongly feel, and I'm not an economist, I always say that, but I strongly feel that much as people are going to benefit tremendously from the 5 billion naira, $5 million that he has pledged, redeemable early next year, hopefully January and not March. My concern is that in a highly corrupt place like Nigeria is, and Anambra is part of Nigeria, half of that money is going to be embezzled. And that's one aspect. The other aspect is that this could end up being handled the typical way that I've seen wealthy Igbo people, the wealthy Nigerians, handle money and trickle down to the less privileged, which is giving them nickels and dimes, or even if it's significant, 20,000, 50,000 to people. But that's like the Chinese proverb that says, give me a fish and I'll eat for a day. Teach me how to fish and I'll eat for a lifetime. I think this money, or that magnitude of money, $5 million, can be better spent by building a sustainable business that can sustain employment. It could be 100 people, it could be 500 people, it could be 1,000 people, but those are people off the streets. So I'm actually appealing to Prince Arthur Eze to maintain the $5 million, 5 billion naira that he just pledged. But instead of that pledge, being given to Governor Soludo to disseminate as he sees fit. To really do a feasibility study in Anambra State and see what kind of factory or business, what kind of empowerment program can be set up in Anambra State that can really become a means of sustainable employment for Anambra families. It could be 100 families, it could be 500 families, it could be 1,000 families. And that being a pilot program that starts out this kind of reasoning in Anambra State, where wealthy Anambra people now start thinking about building sustainable businesses that can employ people in Anambra State, as opposed to handing out crumbs. After all, Adenuga and Odetola and Dangote and their likes across Western Nigeria and Northern Nigeria typically don't go out routinely handing out money to people. They build businesses that employs tens of thousands of people. Tens of thousands of people employed in Anambra State and across Igbo will get kids off the streets, get crime off the streets. And don't get me wrong, Prince Arthur Eze has helped gazillions of people. My point is that 9.5 times out of 10, those people that have been helped are back at his gate in 3 months or 2 months or 1 year begging for more because they are not empowered to earn. They are given to chop and finish. We need sustainable businesses in Eastern Nigeria. The way they do it in Nnewi and everything I'm saying here, we could go to Nnewi and follow the blueprint they have in Nnewi to start doing the same sustainable businesses and factories and stuff all across Igbo. Prince Arthur Eze is a very good human being. I know that he is, but I'm just suggesting a way to think outside the box. That's all. And on that note, let me show you some of the immediate problems we have in Igbo, including Anambra State. I'm not suggesting that Prince Arthur Eze will become the person who builds roads in our region, but here is an example of how we can communicate in the region, and without being able to build roads, we can't get to jobs and build factories. Maybe Prince Arthur Eze needs to put together a consortium of wealthy Igbo people to start addressing all the little things and how to talk to the governors, influence the governors to do what it takes to build the roads. Look at these roads.
This is Enugu-Onitsha Expressway. The roads are not good. We are on traffic. Nobody moves front, nobody moves back. And this is all we are preaching.
And now, the next one is Nsukka Enugu Expressway.
This is Enugu-Nsukka Expressway. Our federal government, now we they kill ourselves. So
now you see why I say that I have no confidence in Governor Soludo whether it's collaborating with Arthur Eze or with helping President Tinubu build an economic team, considering that he was an integral part of Buhari's economic team that destroyed Nigeria. Watch this.
They did the account of government with trillions. 1 trillion, people shouted, 2 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion, 20 trillion. And we kept going. My dear friend Shem, I did say it before, that this particular government inherited a dead economy. From a macroeconomic point of view, this government inherited a dead economy, standing almost a dead horse that was still standing. But people didn't know it was dead.
Similarly, when Anambra State elected Governor Soludo, we were all excited. Little did we know that we inherited a very educated economist who actually spends more time dancing around with politicians for his own selfish needs than putting together programs that are sustainable, whether it's to sustain at the national level or to bring people together instead of dividing people. In Anambra State, Governor Soludo was an integral part of Buhari's economic team that destroyed Nigeria's economy. Now he's part of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic team that all indications and all antecedents tell us that he's going to destroy Nigeria's economy like he did in Lagos. But in doing so, he's going to build a lot of white elephants that are beautiful all over. And he's going to say, we built this. In the end, people are going to be hungry. Go to Lagos State and see how many kids are out of school and how many people are out of work, except area boys that are maiming and killing and harassing people. Governor Soludo is a political opportunist. When Arthur Eze comes around, he dances with him. When Atiku comes around, he dances with him. When Buhari comes around, he dances with him. When Tinubu comes around, he dances with him. But in all those dances, there's nothing in it for Anambra people. Folks, I am from Anambra State. I was very, very enthusiastic when Governor Soludo was elected. I didn't vote because I don't live there. If I lived there, I wouldn't only have voted for him, I would have campaigned for him, because he came into the office with every credential and even the pretense of being a person with the right temperament to solve Anambra's problems. A year into office, I still await to see what cohesion we have in Anambra State. I still await to see an Oka that not an Oka that starts to look like Asaba. Don't get me wrong, Delta has more money, but Oka and Asaba were created at the same time. I still await a blueprint that shows me that the trajectory of the capital city of Anambra State is shaping up to start looking like the capital city of the states that were created at the same time with Anambra State, that are looking good. Great ambience, great atmosphere when you come in. My capital city, Oka, is a glorified ghetto. It's a disorganized place. And we've had governor after governor after governor. It's not all about Soludo, but I'm saying, if I haven't seen what you've done with little, what makes you think I expect you to do more with more? Governor Soludo was part of President Buhari's economic team. The first thing he did when Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over, a bigger crook. Buhari is not a crook. He's incompetent. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a crook that knows how to talk the talk. But instead of doing the do, he steals the steal. Governor Soludo has run off to embrace Tinubu and thrown Buhari under the bus, which I expect Buhari to be thrown under the bus, but not by Governor Soludo, who was part of the economic team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to start holding our leaders accountable. It's time for us to stop being intimidated by PhD this, PhD that, former central bank governor this, former minister of this, that, and former governor this. Every one of them became what they became to work for us, not for us to dance to their nonsense. Governor Soludo is probably one of the most cerebral, brilliant Anambra people we have. But what is brilliance? And we have one of our brightest, and all we see from them is flirting around with people who cannot tie his shoes under normal circumstances. Why is Governor Soludo dancing the music of a drug lord that stole the presidency of Nigeria? Okay, let's say you want to help him. There's nothing wrong with taking your brains to go and help dig Nigeria out of the rot. But it's the same Governor Soludo that flirted with Buhari. It's the same Governor Soludo that flirted with Atiku. It's the same Governor Soludo that is now flirting with Tinubu. Governor Soludo, who is it? Who is the good person among all these people? And who are you going to flirt with next? You ran for governor of Anambra under Abga. But every move you've made since you became an Abga governor has been anti-Abga. And I don't give a damn about Abga. But I'm just saying you can't dance from PDP to APC to the next person. Where's the integrity? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is Fred Nwankwo coming to you from our studios in Chicago with another edition of Bold Talk on Allen TV. Until next time, good night and God bless. Yawo keruola nne meni pe ye ruola mmegba